So this guide is going to be different from any other trucking guides on YouTube. To be clear, it's for concrete specifically. This is meant for complete first-timers to trucking. If you have no idea what you're doing or just are confused in general about advanced routes, this is for you. Now, I'm not going to show you the most efficient way to make concrete. What I'm going to do is walk you through making your very first batch of concrete step by step from start to finish. Again, this guide is meant for complete beginners to get the hang of how everything works. Feel free to have the game open and follow along with me if you'd like to. Alright, so these are the bare minimum requirements to get started with concrete. The MK10 trailer, anything below the MK10 just simply won't cut it. If you don't have the money for it, which is 100 mil, there's a money making guide on my channel you can watch to learn how to save up for it. The Co Collins Phantom truck, the long path works too, but I'd recommend the Co Collins truck. It's just, I prefer it. You do need the Tycoon premium license because concrete is a premium trucking route. The license will also let you dump from trunk into storage with one press. This can be purchased for either 50 mil or 100 skill tokens from City Hall, as you can see here. Now, owning the Yellowjack business is highly recommended, but not absolutely necessary. I'll show you how to work around it if you don't own the Yellowjack yet. Alright, so if you don't have bouncers set up yet, there's a video on my channel on how to set up the API key to get everything going. So since this is a guide on making your very first concrete and not an efficiency guide or anything like that, I'm just going to show you very simple way how to follow bouncer. So at the top here, I've set the amount so that I just need one trip of all the initial materials. If you want to follow along, if you have an MK13, the amount is 17. If you have MK10 or something else, and you want to follow along, just play with the numbers until it just says one trip on each of these. So at first, if you've never done trucking with bouncer, it's probably going to look pretty confusing and you'll have no idea what's going on here. So what we're going to focus on is pretty much just ignore all the numbers here. Just ignore everything except quarry rubble and the amount of trips. Just focus solely on that. So here it says we need one trip of quarry rubble and from the quarry. And we're going to start here at Yellowjack. So the quarry can be found right here. This is where we want to go. And I'll meet you there. Now, as you can see on the map with the GPS, it's having you go all around here, but there's a little shortcut bridge here, which we're just going to take here. Alright, so you're just going to drive into this icon here, and you're going to pick up Quarry Rubble X2. And what you're going to want to do is hit your trunk key. If it's not bound, go to Settings, Keybinds, and 5M keybinds, and bind your trunk key to something that's not conflicting with anything else. And you're just going to hit that trunk key. And on the bottom left, the leftmost bar is your trunk capacity. And you're just going to want to wait until that's all the way full. Alright, once the gray bar is full, the leftmost bar, now we're going to take it to the filtering plant, which can be found right over here. I'll meet you there. There's a fun little shortcut you can take right here, just over this hill. Alright, now that we're here, you're just going to want to drive right into this mess of people right here. And first step here is you're going to filter quarry rubble ×2. And again, hit your trunk key. We're not going to worry about what's in the inventory right now because this is just for your very first concrete batch. And just wait until all of that is filtered. Now it's going to say not enough items on the bottom left when you're done. And one more thing you want to bind at this point is the transformer key. It's in keybinds and 5M keybinds. Bind it to something that's free. And you're going to want to hit that key. It'll open the processing menu again. And you're going to want to do filter gravel. Alright, once that's done, you're going to want to deposit all that stuff. If you have the yellow jack, you're going to want to deposit it here. If you don't have the yellow jack, you could go to this storage right here, but we're going to go to the yellow jack. I'll meet you there. Alright, now that you're at your storage, you're going to want to open the storage, do dump from trunk, select your trailer. And now if we go back to Bouncer, I'm going to go to Storage tab at the top and just refresh the self-storage. And you're going to see that the quarry rubble part is gone. And we're just going to go to the next step. We still need logs and we still need toxic waste. So we've got all the rubble we need, and now let's just get one trip of logs. Don't worry about anything else that is said here for now. So to get logs, you want to go to this spot over here to pick up the logs. And I'll meet you there. Alright, so you're just going to drive to the icon here next to the logs and collect logs ×10, hit that, and hit your trunk key and wait for it to fill up. Alright, now that we're full, we need to turn that into sawdust. That can be done right over here. What's it? Right there. The icon right there. I'll meet you there. Alright, so like the other spots, just drive into the icon and you're going to want to grind sawdust, hit that ×5 and hit your trunk key and wait until it says not enough items on the left. And we're done. Now we're just going to go back to your storage, be it here or at Yellow Jack. I will meet you there again. Okay, now back at the storage. Again, we're going to open it, dump from trunk, your trailer, and we're going to go back to Bouncer, to the storage tab, hit refresh, and the log part has disappeared. And that's the log round. Okay, next up is the toxic waste. We gotta get acid from that. So where you want to go is right here. What is it called? Elysian Island Waste Deposit, right here. Again, just drive into the icon right there, and you're gonna load up with toxic waste by hitting the trunk key. Alright, now that we're full, we need to filter the toxic waste back at the filtering plant where you filtered the quarry rubble. And again, I'll meet you there. Okay, back at the filtering plant, you're going to want to filter the toxic waste. Okay, and once you're done, we're gonna head back to Yellowjack or your nearest storage. Alright, once again, dump from trunk. Now, we're gonna have to process the water, so you're gonna wanna take the trunk and find your acid. Now, when you go back to Bouncer, it's gonna say how much unfiltered water you need right here and how much acid you need, and it says acid 17 times, so we're gonna hit that, type in 17, hit tab, and on our way down to the water treatment plant, we're gonna stop right here and grab some water with us. I'll meet you there. Okay, here at the Land Act Reservoir, you're gonna fill up with water. Okay, now we're gonna head to the water filtering plant, which is right here. Now, I'm just showing you how to make your very first batch, but if you were making several trips, you would bring all of the acid down with you that Bouncer says you need. You'd stop by right here, fill up with water, and what you could do, what I'd recommend doing is use this public storage, put as many trips of water as Bouncer tells you right here, and then when you've got all the water, unfiltered water you need, then take that unfiltered water and acid from the storage down to this filtering plant, however many trips you need, and bring the filtered water back here. Once you're all done with that, you take all the filtered water back to the Yellowjack or the other storage. Okay, here you're just gonna treat the unfiltered water, open your trunk, and once that's done, we will go back to the Yellowjack and again dump everything into the storage. Alright, we're back at the storage. We're gonna dump everything and we're gonna go back to Bouncer, storage tab, refresh, and now we have this stuff left. So what you're gonna wanna do is look at this box right here, create cement at the quarry, and just one trip of, and these are the amounts you need in your trailer. So 425 sand and 170 sawdust. Open your storage, take the trunk, trailer, we're going to find sand 425, hit tab. How much was it? Sawdust 170. Going to find sawdust from here, 170, and you're going to want to take this to the same spot where you got quarry rubble. I'll meet you there. Okay, and you're going to hit create cement times 10, open your trunk, and what you're going to want to also do is press the transformer key again and do create cement just times 1, just in case there's any supplies left. Alright, back to the Yellowjack or storage. Okay, we're back at the Yellowjack. We've refreshed Bouncer. We have left is mixed concrete, so 80 cement mix and 16 treated water. 16 treated water. And like Bouncer says, we're going to take it to the filtering plant. Alright, back at the filtering plant. Final step is mixing the concrete. Make sure you open the transformer menu again and do 1x also, just in case. So it looks like I messed up. I took out 16 cement mix when I was supposed to take out 80. It's whatever. We'll pretend we have 16 concrete. So now when you have the concrete, you have two options. You can sell it right here for 800,000 per concrete, or you can sell it to other players for a higher price. You can figure that price out with your buyer. There's no set price when you sell to players. Now this was my complete beginner's guide to concrete and trucking. By no means efficient or anything like that, just the very basics to get you started and for you to get the hang of it. And I'll probably make more guides, including concrete with train yards and that kind of thing. That's it. See ya.